Hi folks, HR Funk here. Back again with the 9mm Banshee pistol from CMMG. And in just a moment, we're going to be off to the range with the Banshee. But first, I have to correct something that I said in my last video. Now if you saw that video, which was my shop review of the Banshee, during the segment on the dimensional specifications, I said that the weight of this pistol was 10 pounds and 4 ounces. That was a misstatement on my part. What I meant to say is the weight of the Banshee is 4 pounds and 10 ounces. So it is a lightweight, easy handling firearm. And I apologize for any confusion that error may have caused. With that out of the way, let's head off to the range and see how the Banshee performs. Hi folks, HR Funk here, out on the range with the CMMG Banshee pistol. Now if you saw part 1 of this video, which was my shop review of the Banshee, you already know that this is a 9mm AR style pistol manufactured by CMMG, and it was loaned to me by an advertising company to make this review video. Now for all the specifics on the Banshee itself and how it came into my possession, go back and check out part 1, but for today what I'm going to be doing is checking the Banshee out here on the range to see what kind of performance I can get from it. Now something you need to know about the Banshee is when it arrives it comes without any kind of sights. And this is another one of my criticisms of the pistol. I think for the MSRP of this pistol, which is around $1,550, it should at least come with some metal sights so you can get out to the range and start to shoot it. Nevertheless, the company that sent me the Banshee also sent me this sight. This is the Nikon P Tactical Super Dot red dot optic, and so far the only shooting that I've done with the Banshee has been to zero the sight. It took 6 shots to zero this particular optic. It was very straightforward and simple, and the optic's going to get a video of its own in the near future, but for today we're going to check out the performance of the Banshee. Now obviously simultaneous to checking out the performance of the Banshee, I'm going to be checking out the performance of the Nikon sight. Alright folks, it's just about time to stop talking and start shooting. Now since the Banshee is classified as a pistol, and who am I to argue with the ATF, I am going to shoot it through at least some portion of my standard handgun testing battery. But I'm also going to throw in a few more drills along the way to further test the performance capabilities of the Banshee. To begin with, I'm going to start with my standard 30-foot accuracy drill, and we'll see how it does on that. Folks, just for fun, I'm going to shoot the first 5 shots from the Banshee on this accuracy test, two-hand pistol style, to see what kind of accuracy I get from that. Then I'll modify my shooting position to further take advantage of the characteristics of the Banshee and see what kind of performance we get from the second 5 shots. And even though that was incredibly awkward, I got pretty good accuracy from the Banshee. I knew it was going to hit a little bit low because I have it zeroed for 20 yards. So I knew with my mechanical offset from the sight to the center line of the bore, the shots were going to hit a little bit low. And all of those went into about 1.5 inches there. Not too bad. And again, a lot of this is the size it is because of me and that very awkward way of trying to shoot. Now I'm going to go back and modify my position and see what the next 5 shots look like in this accuracy drill. And there's a little better representation of the accuracy of the Banshee. I was aiming a little bit high on those, and all 5 of those shots are just about an inch, maybe just under an inch, center to center. Okay folks, time to move on to a little bit more practical shooting with the Banshee. I've now moved back to 50 feet. I've exchanged my bullseye target for a silhouette target, and I'm loaded up with 10 rounds. Let's see how the Banshee does from here on this drill. Folks, as a result of the controllability of the Banshee and the visibility of the P Tactical Super Dot, that was extremely easy for 50 feet, firing at that shot tempo to keep all those shots center chest. And I'm all set up for a 20-foot failure drill. In this exercise, I'm going to fire 2 shots to the body and then 1 shot to the head in rapid succession. And in these next 2 exercises, I'm really looking to see what type of performance enhancement the Banshee gets from that radial delayed blowback system. So let's find out. And with the failure drill, it was extremely easy to keep those shots in the body and the head shots in the head. That was a fairly rapid shot tempo that I was using. And I do notice the difference between the Banshee, even though it's shorter and lighter than that submachine gun, that Colt submachine gun that I used to use. It is a more controllable firearm with that radial delayed blowback system. Now let's see if that holds true on the multiple adversary drill. And here we go, folks. Multiple adversary drill from 15 feet. In this exercise, I'm going to shoot 1 shot at the target on the right, then 3 shots at the target on the left, and then 2 more shots to the target on the right, all in rapid succession to simulate dealing with 2 hostile adversaries simultaneously. And the answer to the question as to how controllable is the Banshee when using a rapid shot tempo, the answer is it's extremely controllable. I have 3 very good shots here, 3 good shots here, all at firing that rapid shot tempo and transitioning from target to target. The difference between the Banshee being smaller and lighter than that Colt SMG that I used in my tactical team days is extremely noticeable, and it's a credit to that radial delayed blowback system. Okay folks, it's time to stretch the Banshee's legs a little bit. I'm set up at 25 yards. Let's see how it does from this distance. And not bad for a 5-inch pistol from 25 yards. All 5 shots are on the target in the center of the chest. I've got 3 of them in a pretty good group right here. That's about a 3-inch group. I got a little shaky on these 2, but still managed to keep them all center chest of the target from that distance. Well, it did pretty well from 25 yards. Let's give it a try from 50 yards and see how it goes from back here. And there we go, folks. A 5-inch pistol from 50 yards. 4 out of the 5 shots are on this target. 1 of them is right here. And from that distance, I'm extremely happy with that type of accuracy from the Banshee. What can I say, folks? They never seem to learn. The Desperados are back. What do you say we introduce them to the Banshee? Folks, I so want to tell you that I shot the hat off of that third Desperado on purpose before I dusted him off. In fact, yeah, I did do that on purpose. I can do that anytime I want to. Folks, so far, the Banshee has met every challenge out here today admirably. And for that matter, so has the Nikon P Tactical Super Dot. Even as bright as it is today, it's been easy to see, it's maintained its zero, and you can see the type of accuracy that it's demonstrated. So now, there's only one challenge left. We have to see if the Banshee, the sight, and I are 20-foot tack drivers. Now normally when I do the tack driving exercise, I do it with 3 shots. Today I'm going to add 1 more shot. And the only reason for that is because I know that from a distance of 20 feet, because of the offset of my sight, from the center line of my bore, the shots are going to hit low. So the very first shot that I fire is to see precisely how low I'm going to hit from 20 feet. Then I'm going to have 3 shots left to estimate my hold and try to whack a tack. Folks, I'm interrupting my regularly scheduled video to bring you an explanation. And the explanation has to do with what you're going to see in the thumbtack shot. Essentially, when I got everything ready to go for that segment, I did exactly what I said I was going to do in the lead-in. I fired my first shot as a sighter, and it hit about 1 3/4 inches low. So I lined everything up and took my first shot at the tack, aiming about 1 3/4 inches high, and I zapped that thing with the very first shot. And I was extremely happy, and I continue to be very happy up until the point that I figured out that I completely messed up my cameras to record that segment. Somehow I managed to not activate the camera that was pointed toward me, and the camera that was pointed toward the target, or the tack, I had bumped and managed to change the setting as I was moving it, and it was on the slow motion setting. And of course I didn't discover any of this until I got back here and I was reviewing the video. So I don't have any video of myself actually taking the shot, but I did manage to speed up the video of the tack, and I have some useful video there. So what you're about to see is the sighter shot and then the 1 shot that I took at the thumbtack. Now all this to tell you that yes, the CMMG Banshee and the P Tactical Super Dot are a tack driving combination. By the way, Gunny Jones, this tack's for you, Semper Fi. And that pretty well concludes my review of the Banshee. And in the end, I've got to say, it's a pretty impressive little firearm. It was 100% reliable during all the shooting I did out on the range. There were no malfunctions whatsoever. You saw the type of accuracy that it was capable of, and the controllability as a result of that radial delayed blowback system is impressive to say the least. My only criticisms of the Banshee are the things that I already mentioned. Number 1, the thread protector on the muzzle did have a tendency to come loose while I was shooting, and I had to make sure I tightened it from time to time to keep it from taking a ride with a bullet down range. And the other 2 things I also already mentioned. For the MSRP of this pistol, I think it should come with some type of sights, probably metallic sights, and I think it should come with an upgraded trigger. Those things aside, the Banshee performed very well. I think it would be equally well suited for tasks ranging from VIP security to home defense. Essentially, any need that you might have that would require or be well suited for a 5-inch barrel AR style 9mm pistol, I would recommend you take a good hard look at the Banshee. And that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, as always, forward those to me. And until next time, good shooting. Bye-bye.